you doing, everybody? Hi, John and Geezer and Tony. Gotta ask you, is the sound and picture okay? Wax on, wax off. Oh, okay. Well, I'm using my built-in microphone because my other microphone, hi Andrejit, my other microphone apparently, I guess, was making a buzzing sound. And so I thought, well, I'll try this one. And if this one's not very good, I think I've got another microphone stashed away somewhere. So we'll try that. Um, what I'd like to talk about today in terms of our project is to look at our project in terms of what we really want to do with it. So this is sort of what I want to go forward on, and I was thinking that it's like, after going over all of the different watches that were in the challenge group, hi Bill, how you doing? I'd like to take a look at sort of the idea that, all right, so let's say that we're getting ready to we're going to make a watch and we want to win a grand prize award. Now, we can't do it in the challenge group because there's no way I think that this watch is going to be under $10,000, or I mean under 4,000. But I think we really want to be sure it's under 10. And so that would be the petite aiguille category, which is one where you have a little more leeway. Now, the kind of movement that we're hoping to put together is the one by Agenor. And, like their watches with Agenor movements, they start around $25,000 at least. I mean, and there aren't that many out there because, for the most part, Agenor has does some kind of complication or module that they add to it. So I guess I'm thinking, okay, so how far could we take it in terms of what we might want to do? Hi, Maurizio. And so anyway, so I thought, well, this would be a good topic that we can talk about because it does two things. One, it would sort of fine tune ourselves to the whole concept of what is in a really good movement. Hi, John. And so this is this is my practice movement, because I broke it some time ago, and it doesn't work anymore. I don't think it does anyway. The crown is gone. But this is one that I would work on. For example, I was working on on laws, and you can see it's pretty bad. I mean, it's like I was using a hand file on it, and it's pretty rough, and I'd have to, do some more work on it. Now, by hand file, I mean, one of these hand files, not one that you buzz with it. I had used the electric one to put a notch in it for my resonance project, and so what I'm saying is that this is unless we have some kind of skills, which most of us don't. A lot of us can't even put it together, which is okay. I mean, we've already talked about that. Have somebody else do it for us. But I know that one of the options that Agenor has is, well, let's see. We have a company we know, and they take care of this finishing on the movement. So I'm thinking, okay, well, we'll talk to them and see what what added costs that would be. So that's sort of what I wanted to open up to. Hi, Paul, what's up? I'm up on the west, um, out west on Saturday morning. Oh, more entertaining than Bill Burr. That would be rough, or Bill Meyer, Mayer. um, hey, Crappy, how you doing, man? Guten Tag yourself. Um, so let's hear some ideas. Is that the hi geezer the oh the whole thing about what we're going to have at the result of this without having to spend a fortune. Um, and so, like, we'll imagine, hi, Junior. So, we're going to imagine that we're going to take this and we're going to enter it in the Grand Prix de Genève. And for the 2021, we're going to put it in the Petite Aiguille category. Now, I've looked at the Petite Aiguille category over the years, and quite frankly, I think the thing we got could possibly win. I really mean that. First of all, it's different than the usual, the usual kind of dial that you have. Pretty much one like it's not one like this, but it's something different. And so that's one thing. Another thing is that with an enamel dial on it, that's another thing. Haganor movement, that would be very, very hard to touch. I mean, because I've seen the other ones that have been in it. Now you have something like who's won a lot would be in the Petite Aiguille, both Harboring 2 and Tudor. Now Tudor has a hey Tim, Tudor Junior. Tudor has a factory built basically movement that they just it's pretty much off the shelf. Now the guy who I think deserves all of the wins he had is Richard and Marie, well, the guys and gal, the Harboring 2, Richard and Marie Harboring, because not only is that their own movement and so on and so forth. I'm very interested to see how Ophium is going to do this year, because essentially what they've done is that what we're trying to do, except I think we're doing it on a non-commercial basis in the sense that I don't think anyway we're going to be out there selling these things, because the price would have to, I mean, if you're doing it commercially, basically you got a 10x times the production cost, and we're talking, $60,000 or something crazy like that. So that's something that we wouldn't even consider, but rather this is a way to put together something that would normally sell for really that amount. But we're doing it for not quite that much. In fact, not quite at all that much. So anyway, what are your thoughts on that? What are you wearing? It's my FP Journe Chronomet Souverain Platinum, and it's from 2007. Okay. And I want to get that green strap for it, and then I'll call it the Chronomet Souverain Vert. That would be because I like that. I really like that strap. That's a cool strap. Actually, it's the whole watch. Have all you guys seen that Chronomet Vert? It's sort of like the Chronomet Blue by FP Journe, except it's green. And let's see what else about it. I don't think. Yeah, I think it's pretty much like the blue, except it's green. I don't think it has a power reserve indicator. This one has the gold and platinum ones of the what's called the CS have the power reserve indicator. So anyhow, well, that's another story. Okay, back on track. Okay, focus. Hey, Clyde, how you doing now? Oh God. Hey, Clyde, that's a great beard you've got. You've got a fantastic beard. Uh, you look like John Brown. I'm thinking. Okay. So let's have some ideas about where we are in terms of. I'm now 10 Seals Moolah. Okay. I don't want to say often. Oh, never mind. All right. So, what are you? I mean, what do you think? And I'm thinking mainly we've talked about the enamel dial, but in terms of the amount of finishing, what would you need? Now, I guess there is basic finishing, so that this I think has basic finishing on it. Okay, and the only rough part is the part that I filed down myself. But what would be the amount of finishing? Now you have the on laws, which is simply the beveling, and I that would be sort of beyond something like this, which is essentially a smoothing of it. I that probably done with a machine, just stick it in there and it's all smooth for you. I don't know. What do you think? Philippe Dufour level finishing. That would be great. The thing that Philippe Dufour does, he has there are two kinds of on laws. One is shear, and that's basically what you do is that you bevel at an angle like that on the plates and the bridges. And what Philippe Dufour does is that he has it rounded on laws. Boy, that would be cool, but I think that would also be very expensive. But still would be very cool. Maybe what I'm thinking is that once we get the whole watch and we get it all together and get it working and have it just nice, I said later on maybe take it to someone who does rounded on laws, rounded beveling. That'd be cool. Hi, Hugh. How you doing? Late, but here. Yes, you are late. Well, that's on Canadian time, so that's okay. Let's see. Are we adding a zero at the end of the project price? I hope not. Like, if we did that, if we added another zero, it went from, let's say, good God, 6,000 to 60,000, that would be nuts. What we're trying to do, Hugh, is to get an idea that if we were entering this in the Grand Prix d'Horloge de Genève, what would we do to win in a category of the Petite Aiguille? These are watches under $10,000 and above 4,000. Paul, what tutorial? Don't put pressure on me, Paul. Oh, in fact, Hugh could give us a tutorial. I think we should just bribe the judges. You mean, in other words, do it the normal way? That would be using standard operating procedures. Like I said, is that in looking at this one, it just unadorned, and then where I was trying to do some kind of on laws myself, it got sort of bumpy, And then I found there were different levels of files. There was a rough file. I was using a rough file, and then it has a smoother file, and so I'll work on that some. Okay, what are some other ideas beside bribery? We're going to be at the end of it. Hey Tony, how you doing, man? We're we're going to be sort of, budget wise right there. Um, there I'm hoping anyway, is that we can get the case we want from Wooten, Lonan, and Kalen, but it's not going to be too much. Hey, level 11, how you doing, man? Uh, all right, so let's hear some other ideas. And Geezer, let's see. This is sort of the thing, because I think what we can do, we can think like real watch companies, in the sense that here we have a group and we have to make decisions based on where the major expenses are going to be. I think without a doubt, the major expenditure is going to be on the movement. That's without a doubt. There is no off-the-shelf movement like the one we have, the one we're having, which I think would be prize-wise would be a great thing to do. Now, some people say, "Oh, yeah, wait a minute, I know someone who's got a movement like that," and that may be true, where they have jumping hours and retrograde minutes. But in the configuration that we wanted, I haven't seen one of those. So we could come up with our own seal. We just have to say it as superior to the other quality seals. Hey, that's a good idea. Patek Philippe did. We know our watches are good because our Patek Philippe watches have the Patek Philippe seal. To me, that's even more pretentious than I am, and that's not easy to do. I mean, you talk about, I don't know what. It's just like they got into some kind of beef with the Geneva seal, and I don't know, a signed crown. Okay, we'll buy hairsprings from Precision Engineering. Hey, Paul, I tell you, I think though that which by the way is always a great idea, but I think the ones we're getting, if we can pull it off with Agenor, are going to be either that will be the source, or it's going to be one equal or better. I doubt it. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think Agenor makes their own hairsprings. But what do I know, right? Okay, what are some other ideas? A goat seal. The goats. Well, the goats are happy. I had some apples and some pears the other day I gave the goats, and they come running up to the fence like a bunch of puppy dogs. You guys, I tell you, if you ever have a chance to have cashmere goats as neighbors, they are great. And this one's got this great big set of horns. Whew, he could send somebody right over the rails. Okay, let's see. We could claim that we only finish the hidden parts to the highest standards, leave the visible ones alone. That's a great idea. So all of the hidden on laws is rounded. Okay, if we go with Agenor movement, we might as well get a P in Precision Engineering hairspring. We might, yeah. I think you're right, Hugh. What do you call the one with the large horns? A ram, I think, isn't it? I don't know. No, that's a sheep. I don't know. A billy goat. That's what it's called. A billy goat. We'll have a billy goat on it. How do we get off on these things? Okay, we don't forget the goats. What are some other things that mark a watch as outstanding that would be unique? The fact that we're only going to have one hand. Maybe there's something special with a hand that we could do. Anybody want to design a hand? This is what Ophium did. Ophium's got the Techno Time. I think the Techno Time movement, the Vutenlana and Kalen um, case. There's a Spanish company that they get the straps from that are very nice straps. But straps are, those are easy to do. You know what? Too, I think that if we ever had one that we would send in, is to get the quick release straps, those little things with little buttons you pull and off comes the strap. I like those. Those are great because what you can do, you just change the band and whoops, it comes you got a new watch. How do you call the ones that hang around with the ones with the horns, the sheep? Yeah. Okay. Any other ideas? What else could we do? I'm gonna keep practicing on this. Like I said, I've already broken it, so might as well use it for something interesting. Either that or put a crown on it and see if I can wind it up. That might work. Okay, what do you call that? Let's see. Other ideas. Come on, you guys. I know it's for some of you it's early, and I know that anyone from Asia or Australia, someplace like that, it may be either in the middle of the night or the middle of the day. Okay, it'd be cool to have a bucket that follows the case shape. Oh, a buckle. A buckle. Well, that is, Junior, I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe the case maker could get us some buckles. Possible. We can use BS on the dial logo. It worked for AP. No BS watch for real enthusiasts. No, I like the name. I like Premier Montre. That was the one you guys came up with, and I think it's a great one. It just means first watch, and then put the number one for the number one of the Premier watch. I think it's a great name. It's better than it's something that all of us can come close to pronouncing, and Hugh can get it just right because he can do it with a French accent. Okay, sorry, I'm late to the party on the watch naming. Oh, okay. Okay, other than finishing, anything else you can think of? Another name instead of no, we're not using Montre du Temps. We're using Premier Montres. We could call ourselves Masters of Free Time. Ooh, I like that. That's a cool name. Oh, that is a very cool name, Hugh. Maîtres de Temps Libres. Oh, Masters of Free Time. That is a really, really great name. What do you guys think of that name? Hey, Drew. Too close to Maîtres du Temps. Well, it was your idea, Hugh. Hi, Chin Wong. Thumbs up. Okay. Oysters. Oop. Free time would be more appropriate. Okay. Well, Maîtres, how about instead of using, what's the difference, Hugh, between Montres and what's the difference between those two? Oh, it was a joke. I don't know. I'll tell you. Oh, okay. How about watches of free time? And then it wouldn't sound like it wouldn't be too close to the others. What if we had Montres. Um, how about watches of free time? Montres du temps libre. That's spare time? Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's it, Hugh. Needs to be. That's all right. That's okay. Montres des temps. How about that? Watches of free time. I think that would be a cool name, and then it wouldn't sound like masters of free time. Needs to be plural. What do you guys think of that one? Montres du temps libre. Well, what do you think? It's not like the masters of free time, which would be too close to maîtrise du temps, but this would be watches of free time. Need to be, and it's plural. Okay. What do you think? Do you like that better than Montres Premier? Come on, don't wake up. Something. What do you think? Yeah, Connecticut Watch Company. Yeah, it is a little long, but not too long. CWC, Connecticut Watch Companies. Okay, you like great. You know, the problem with Connecticut Watch Company is that everything we have is going to be Swiss, just about. So it'd have to be a Swiss watch company. Montre Premier. Here's an idea, Paul. Well, anyway, we'll have to, let's see. We have to sound Swiss to enter the GPHG, but don't ruin this for me, guys. I already put on my LinkedIn that I won GPHG. Okay. Oh, man. All right. Well, listen, we're just about out of time here. But I think that, you know, as we get closer and closer to some point where we've got to pull the trigger, I think it's important for us to, you know, sort of not end up trying to split hairs at some point. I think we're in pretty good shape, and like, you know, as far as the name is concerned, we really don't have to worry about that until we get to the dial, which is at the end of the line. So we can sort of relax on that. I brought it up. What I really wanted to sort of get some kind of sense on is that the kind of finishing we want, and I think that we'll be able to find out about that. Now, the other part is that if you're not on Facebook, that's okay. Because I know a lot of people don't want to be on Facebook and they have good reasons for it. And I totally understand that. But if you do have a Facebook account and you do want to go forward with this, it's called the Jumping Retrograde Project. This thing sort of got bent up, but this is what it looks like. The Jumping Retrograde Project. That's sort of the thing that we've put on the front. And so if you want to, you know, this is what we have that 24/7 where we could discuss it. So, all right. Well, listen, guys. You come up with some more ideas, and you'll be around this afternoon at 4:00 Eastern time. We can talk more about it then. And thank you all for coming. And until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.